Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL, home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Game day is underway. This is the Terminix Kickoff Show on 1010XL, presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting. Here's Hayes Carline.
For the first time this season, the Jaguars will be in cold Nashville today, but doesn't look like there'll be any rain, so that is very good news for the Jaguars. But it will be interesting to see how they can withstand the elements in a game that they are going to be a significant favorite in. We've got a lot to get to. Dylan Denmark is with me. Dylan, how are you doing this morning?
All good. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
I had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. How about you?
It was good.
Yeah.
I ate a little too much, brought home a little too much leftovers, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Very good. Very good. Love it. And obviously last night was a good night for the Gators. So once you get beyond the coaching search.
The novel concept that you give the ball to your best player. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But and we'll see if hopefully the Jaguars can get Travis Etienne going like the Gators were able to get Jaden Baugh going last night against the Knowles. We've got lots to get to on the Terminix Kickoff Show to get you ready for the 1 o'clock game, Jaguars at Titans. Let's set the scene for you. Frangi, the voice of the Jaguars, host of the Frangi Show, will join us from Nashville. In our next segment, we'll go behind enemy lines with Rick Belaloo. Rick's up covering the game in Nashville for the station, so we'll certainly look forward to getting Rick's insights. We'll do that at 9:15. And then Joe Cowart. Man, we got the whole team up in Nashville, Dylan. Joe Cowart will join us in our final segment. Joe's doing some really cool stuff up in Nashville today, so he'll tell us all about that, and we'll get Joe's thoughts on the game as well. So lots to get to on the Kickoff Show. We'll also go inside the locker room. I had a chance to catch up with linebacker Devin Lloyd and tight end Brenton Strange this week, so we'll play those interviews for you as well. So lots of good stuff coming up. Again, let's talk about the matchup. 7-4 Jaguars versus 1-10 Tennessee. And it's if it feels like it's that big of a lopsided matchup, that's because it is. There are some things that Tennessee has done well. The last 3 games have been losses, but they've been pretty close. They lost to the Chargers by 7, the Texans by 3, and the Seahawks by 6. And even if they scored kind of an oh by the way against the Seahawks, still they only lost by 6 points. So the Titans have been showing signs of being more competitive than their record would suggest. But this is really about the Jaguars and where the Jaguars are. They're 3-1 coming out of the bye. They're averaging 30 points a game coming out of the bye offensively, and really showed a lot of resiliency in Arizona with that overtime win last week, overcoming a lot of turnovers and getting that win over the Cardinals. And really, we can talk about the flaws of the Jaguars, and certainly they're there, but what is really carrying the Jaguars is the run game on both sides of the ball. The Jaguars have simply become one of the best teams in the league when it comes to running the ball and defending the run. They're 8th in the NFL in rushing offense, and they lead the NFL in stopping the run. They only allow 83.8 yards a game on the ground. And I would expect that will hold today. The Titans last in the league running the ball offensively. They only average 77.5 yards a game. So you would like to think the Jaguars will be able to make the Titans fairly one-dimensional throughout this contest. Obviously, the playoff implications are massive for the Jaguars. They got some really good breaks on Thanksgiving. You saw the Chiefs lose, and you saw the Ravens lose. So 2 teams that were already behind the Jaguars now fall further behind. And again, the Jaguars have the tiebreaker over the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Jags are the current 6th seed in the AFC, but certainly have a chance with a win today to improve upon that. As you look at Tennessee and sort of where they are, how did they get to 1-10? Well, they got to 1-10 because they fired Mike Vrabel a couple years ago. That was their first mistake. Then they replaced him with Brian Callahan, who was terrible. So they fired Brian Callahan, like a month and a half ago. Mike McCoy is the interim there now. Mike's a good coach. He was here as quarterback's coach recently on staff, and he is a good NFL coach. In terms of knowing the league and how to operate. He'd been a head coach prior. But it's been hard for Tennessee to find their way. Obviously, they've got a first overall pick in Cam Ward at quarterback, going through a rookie season, and Cam Ward is showing flashes of getting better, but it's he doesn't have a lot of weapons. Calvin Ridley is out for the year, and really, as we know, kind of an unreliable player anyway, even when he's on the field. So there's a lot to get to with the Titans, but overall, this is the worst team in football. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Their point differential is minus 136. They've been outscored by 136 points this season. That's worst in the NFL by a considerable margin. The next worst is minus 112. Tennessee's at minus 136. Just to put that in perspective, the Jaguars are plus 17. Again, just as you look at it, all the numbers tilt towards the Jaguars in this. And we'll see if they can continue to play at a high level. It's going to be interesting with Trevor Lawrence today, coming off a very mixed bag in Arizona. Obviously, 4 turnovers on his watch, but he did make some plays late in the game to get it to overtime and obviously win the game in overtime. And this is going to be interesting for Trevor today. He's going up against, again, Mike McCoy, the Tennessee interim coach, who Trevor Lawrence has a pretty close relationship with. They worked together while McCoy was on staff here as quarterbacks coach. Be interested to see how Trevor Lawrence handles that today. It is going to be cold, but I think the Jaguars catch a break with no rain. So the ball should be fine for Trevor Lawrence today. That was a concern that I had earlier in the week, but the rain, the forecast has improved from that standpoint. But you look at Trevor Lawrence today, Tennessee doesn't do a great job of stopping opposing quarterbacks. They're allowing 69.9% completion on the season, 17 touchdown passes allowed to only 5 interceptions. They're allowing opponents a passer rating of 103.8. So it should be there for Trevor Lawrence today. But obviously Mike McCoy knows him very well. Trevor Lawrence talked earlier this week on Wednesday with reporters about that relationship with Mike McCoy.
He was great to me. He was a great voice for me and a person in the room just to lean on. And I have some great memories with him, and we keep in touch. We've kind of texted throughout the season, all off season, and he's just always been really encouraging to me. And he's still kept up, and obviously been a little bit busier since he's got the interim as he's the head coach over there. So haven't talked quite as much, but it'll be great to see him on Sunday. And that's a guy that I'll have a relationship with for forever. I mean, we were really tight, had a good relationship, and it'll be awesome to see him.
So obviously McCoy knows the things that Trevor doesn't do well. Not that it's a huge secret. It's not that hard to figure that out, but McCoy probably has a little bit more insight than the traditional opposing head coach. So that will be interesting to watch in terms of how does Trevor Lawrence play today? How does he take advantage of what has been a poor Tennessee defense stopping the pass? One thing the Titans do have, a player we're very familiar with, is defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons. He's been unblockable at times in this rivalry. He's still an absolute elite player at defensive tackle. Simmons that's going to be a matchup today. We'll get to the Fair and Fair injury report later in the show, but Patrick McCary, we know, will not play today. The starting right guard out with a concussion. So that interior offensive line for the Jaguars depleted and having to block one of the best defensive tackles in the game. I think, though, in this matchup with Tennessee, it starts with Cam Ward. If Tennessee's going to have a chance of pulling this upset, Cam Ward's going to have to make some plays. He's been playing better. His numbers are not good at all on the season, but he has not thrown an interception in his last 3 games. But looking at Cam Ward, 59.4% completion, which is dreadful. We've talked about that with Trevor Lawrence because his is similar. Cam Ward, 7 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions. He's been sacked 45 times, and his passer rating is 75.7. He's also lost 6 fumbles, so that's something to watch today, his ball security, if the Jaguars can pressure him. But Cam Ward is showing signs these last 3 weeks of getting better. He's protecting the ball better. He is very capable of extending plays, and he's got, great athleticism. We saw it when he was quarterback in the Miami Hurricanes last season. Cam Ward is going to be a challenge for the Jaguars today. Liam Cohen talked about what he is seeing out of Cam Ward on film when he met with reporters on Wednesday.
Makes the throw on 3rd and XL to put them in scoring position against Houston to go tie the game was an incredible throw. Last week against Seattle, off schedule, moving around more in the pocket, moving outside of the pocket, extending, allowing people to kind of win a little bit more. He's definitely found, I think, a comfort level in some ways of moving around more, moving within the pocket, extending plays, but also then playing in rhythm when he is in the pocket.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Anthony Campanile, the Jaguars defensive coordinator, schemes up today and see if they can get Cam Ward back into making those mistakes, turning the ball over. I think the Titans need Cam Ward to play a very clean game today if they're going to have any chance of pulling this upset. It is going to be a cold weather game today. At least the rain looks like it's going to stay away in Nashville. But the high is like 44 there today. So the Jaguars haven't really experienced anything like that as a team. Obviously, this will be good for them if they have to travel in the playoffs. Good to get at least some experience with that today, and I think it's good that it comes against a team that certainly the Jaguars have a lot of advantages over when you break down the matchups. But Liam Cohen talked earlier this week about getting a chance to play in that first cold weather game of the season.
November football, man. It's November football in the NFL. You got to deal with the elements and going and playing a little colder weather. I mean, it's football, and so I grew up in that. And this is different for me. Seeing palm trees out here is a little new in November and heading into December, and you're in Thanksgiving week, and it's like, wait, where's the tree color change and all that? But it'll be a great op. I mean, this is what why you play, why you prepare to have games like this that it's kind of the essence of football.
Absolutely, and hopefully the Jaguars will capture that essence of football today by dominating the Titans on the ground. We're going to get Frangi's insights into all that and more when we come back. You are listening to the Terminix Kickoff Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There are 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and Jags football.
To the 5, into the end zone, touchdown!
Jaguar football lives here. 1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Hurricane season may be past us, but are you prepared for when your power goes out? A permanently installed Generac home standby generator does more than keep the lights on when the power fails. It delivers peace of mind. Whether you're home or not, your Generac home standby system kicks into action and continues to power your home until utility power returns. Give American Electrical a call at 737-7770 to find out more. For the best from Generac, check out american-electrical.com.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During Renewal by Anderson's Black Friday sales event, buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 full years. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable all year round. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home design consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Frangi here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coyle Fencing. Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coyle has been installing fences since before Emery Bellard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this holiday season, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard's location, Blanding Boulevard in North Park or Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, and it'll take you 1 minute to enter. You could win a deck-fed storage system with Cargo Glide, installed by the pros at Leonard. We'll draw the winner Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, live from the Beach Boulevard store. Plus, you'll score Florida-Georgia basketball tickets and a Gator National Championship commemorative basketball. It's easy, it's fast, and you could win big. So head to Leonard Truck Outfitters today and deck the truck.
What does Johnny O know best? O knows Jacksonville football.
Okay, say, oh my.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Hey folks, Ronnie here with Brandon Roofing. If your roof's got more leaks than your Uncle Jerry after too much eggnog, we've got you covered. Whether you need a quick repair or a full roof replacement, our team works faster than you sneaking out of your in-laws' holiday dinner at Christmas. Give yourself the gift of a roof that actually listens when you say stay together. From our family at Brandon Roofing to yours, have a Merry Christmas, even if you're spending it hiding in the garage. Visit us at brandonroofing.com. That's BRANNAN.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
Welcome back to the Terminix Kickoff Show. Hayes Carline here with Dylan Denmark. We are pleased to be joined with voice of the Jaguars and host of the Frangi Show, Frank Frangi, joining us live in Nashville. Frank, good morning.
Good morning, Hayes, and good morning to you and Dylan, and happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, it's been a little bit of an advanced trial, sort of the advanced scout this week, Hayes. Been here since Thursday and had a wonderful time. Nashville's a fantastic city, as you know. So, but ready for some very important football today, for sure.
Absolutely, and hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. Let's just start right there with the stakes of the game. I mean, obviously the Titans are out of it; they're 1-10, but what an opportunity for the Jaguars today at 7-4 as the current 6th seed in a week in which we've already seen the Chiefs and Ravens lose.
Yeah, you've gotten yourself to a position 11 games in with 6 to play that you're in a great spot. That's, you know, wherever you want to do that cutoff, there's a point in the season, halfway through, three-quarters way through, wherever you want to put it, Hayes, where you want to be, okay, here we are, the weather's turned cold, people are starting to play on holidays, college football's coming to an end, and you're in it, right? Wherever you draw that line, you want to draw that line and you're in it. Well, the Jags have done that. They're in it. And they're in it playing a team today they should beat. Now, listen, funky things happen when rivals play. Funky things happen on the road. But they're playing a team with a rookie quarterback that's won one game in 11 tries, and you're well positioned. And then you've got 2 home games coming up after this that are critically important, including one team you're trying to fight for the division. So, yeah, if you add up everything here, the Jags are really well positioned, and that's not luck. They've played well enough to put themselves in a really good spot as we have 6 games to play in the NFL regular season.
Do you have a favorite Jaguar-Titan memory, or how would you describe this rivalry?
Yeah, you know what? The memories, unfortunately, there's been more bad ones than good ones, if we're being honest, right? So as far as memories go, probably Josh Hines Allen running it back a couple years ago to secure that win that got him into the playoffs. That one probably jumps off the page. If I'm being honest, there's too many times I remember Derrick Henry stiff-arfing half of Duval all the way to a 99-yard touchdown, right? He stiff-armed more Jaguar players than I can mention.
There goes Mariota for 88 yards.
Correct. There's been too many of those, So, yeah, there've been a lot of those. So, but no, I do think it's a real rivalry. They're both Southern teams, even though it's the AFC South. One of the teams is in the Midwest, Indianapolis. One of the teams is in the Southwest, Houston. These are 2 Southern teams, right? So if there's going to be a rivalry in this division, it would be the 2 Southern teams, Jacksonville and Nashville. And I think there's something to that. I think they're both kind of new cities to the NFL in their own way. I think they're proud of their Southern heritage. There's an awful lot of Gator fans and Nole fans and Georgia fans in Jacksonville, an awful lot of Tennessee fans and Vanderbilt fans around here. So there's similarity, and I think that's what makes the rivalry good. And listen, they've got the best of it. But of late, we have swept them last year. And I'd be a little surprised if we don't sweep them this year.
Yeah, absolutely. That's got to happen, I think, for the Jaguars to reach where they want to reach in terms of the playoff seeding. The Titans lead the series 34-26, but the Jaguars have won 5 of the last 6, to your point. So the Jaguars certainly look like they could cut into that deficit with 2 games still to come this season. The run game has been so crucial for the Jaguars, and it has covered a lot of other flaws. Obviously, it's important, but do you believe the Jaguars will be able to keep the run game going offensively, and how do you think that they'll handle the Titans' ground attack?
Well, first, for starting the Jags have to. That's who they are. Hey, I think one thing we've learned about the Jags is or any team, when you become good, it's because you develop an identity, right? And their identity now is a team that's going to run the football. I don't think there's any question that you have to have an identity, and they're true to their identity, so you got to run the football. The downside is the Titans are 1-10 and are not very good, but the best part of their team is their defensive front. Jeffrey Simmons is playing as well as any defensive tackle, not only in the league, but has in the wild. And this is Aaron Donald, Chris Jones stuff. I'm not saying those guys. That's what he's doing. He's playing as well as any defensive tackle in the league, and I don't think there's much doubt about that. Devondre Sweat, you remember him from his Texas years. He's about 370 pounds. He's hard to block. And Sebastian Joseph Day, the other frontline guy, is a good player. So the best part of their team, the best part of their football team is that front. The linebackers are okay. The outside linebackers, we all know Arden Key and Jihad Ward, right, are good pass rushers, not great run support guys. But those front 3 guys are good, but you have to run the ball against them. There's no doubt in my mind the Jags are going to try and rush it. They're still the 8th best rushing team in the league, and I think they're going to do it. I can't see the Titans rushing much against the Jags. Tony Pollard was a very good back in Dallas. He's an okay back here with just an okay line. He's not supportive of much of a passing game. The receiving corps has been a disaster other than the former Gator Chimere Dike. Okonkwo is a very good tight end, but there's not much there. If the Jags can't stuff the run today against the Tennessee Titans, I'd be pretty surprised. They're last in the NFL in rushing the football, dead-ass last. So I'd be surprised if they run the ball against Jacksonville very much.
Yeah, that would be disappointing, certainly, if the Titans can establish the ground game with any consistency. On the injury front, Jordan Lewis back in the lineup. He does not carry an injury designation. That is, I think, huge for this Jaguar defense. What do you think?
On so many fronts, Hayes. If Jordan's able to go, and it looks like he will, he's not listed on the injury report, that means that, A, you get a really good nickel in there. I mean, he's their best nickel, and that's what he's best at. Now, Jarian Jones has been a good nickel too, but now that gives Jarian the opportunity to play outside. I'll be interested to see what happens in the Greg Newsome-Christian Braswell battle. He can support Monteric Brown on the other side, or he can play nickel in there if Jordan needs a blow. Jordan can go outside with Jarian playing inside, so that you now have options. You also have a leader. That guy, it's hard to be a leader when you're not playing. Jordan did a pretty good job of it, though. He spent a lot of time with Jarian when Jordan wasn't on the field, and he spoke up in the locker room a lot. He's an unabashed leader of this football team. Having him back is great. Slowly but surely, they're all going to come back. There's been a lot of hurt guys. Slowly but surely, we're going to get those guys back, and that'll be critical for the Jags. It really will.
Yeah, and Anton Harrison doesn't carry an injury designation, so he'll return at right tackle. But now right guard, Patrick McCary, is out with a concussion. Would you anticipate that being Cole Van Lanen going from right tackle to right guard today?
I would. I think Cole Van Lanen is going to be your right guard today. I'm very sure. I'm very confident of that. And listen, he's a really good player. He's been one of the unsung stars of this football team's 7-win season so far, Hayes. He can play anywhere. He's your backup left tackle. He's your backup right tackle. He's your backup at either guard. Now, they love Jonah Monheim, so if they needed two guys in there, let's say Anton did something again, right, and couldn't go, then my guess is Van Lanen would kick out the right guard, and you'd probably see the right tackle, and you'd probably see Jonah Monheim at right guard. But no, Van Lanen, listen, you're not going to miss much when Cole's in there. Now, Cole had some bad moments last week. He would tell you that a few of in pass pro, he wasn't at his best last week. But Cole Van Lanen's a good player. He will be the right guard, and they won't miss a thing.
Frank, we'll get you out with this. Who do you like today, and what kind of game do you think it'll be?
Well, first of all, it's dreary here, Hayes. It's a dreary, dreary, dreary day, but the rain is supposed to pass through. You and I have had this talk on the show. Rain in awful conditions helps the worst team. People say, does it help a running team? Does it help a passing team? You know what it helps? It helps a team that's not as talented. The best team wants a beautiful sunny day because they know they've got better players. So if it rained, that would help the Tennessee Titans, not because of running or passing. It just helps the lesser team. And it's dreary. It's going to be cold, but I think the rain's going to blow through. It's raining now. I'm looking outside. It's raining now, but I think the rain is going to blow through by kickoff. There's even going to be a little bit of sunshine here. Temperature's going to be about 40 degrees. The Jags have the better team. I think if nothing funky happens here, I'd be surprised if the Jags don't win it. You know how today's NFL is, Hayes. It's not going to be 41-10, but I would be surprised if I didn't know the line. What's the line?
I think the Jaguars are I was going to say 6 points. Is that right, Dylan?
Yeah.
6 points?
Yeah. I would, if the Jaguars don't win 27-17, that kind of game, 27-21, 31-21, I'd be a little bit surprised. I think the line's close, so I'd probably lay it. I'm not a better. Listen to me talking like I'm better.
That was
guy,
impressive.
Right? Okay, like I'm not listening. I think Frank's better guy now. But
the line just moved to 6.5 after you made that comment.
I'd be surprised if the Jags don't beat the Titans. They've got the better team. I think they're in a good mindset. I'm around this team all the time. I like where they are. Listen, anybody can get upset. It's an NFL game, but the Jags not winning today would surprise me. I could tell you that.
Frank, great stuff. We certainly appreciate it. Have a wonderful call. We'll certainly be listening and look forward to talking with you tomorrow.
All right, Hayes. Appreciate it, buddy. Take care, man.
All right. We appreciate Frank Frangi, always kind enough to join us on the Terminix Kickoff Show. When we come back, let's go inside the locker room. We're going to catch up with linebacker Devin Lloyd, having an outstanding season for the Jaguars. Really enjoyed catching up with Devin earlier this week. We'll get it to the Farah and Farah injury report, and we'll give you an AFC breakdown of not just the playoff race, but a huge game in the AFC South today. So lots coming up. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Put on your boots, belt buckle, and cowboy hat. Trevor's in town for a touchdown tune-up and a tip of the cap. The rhythm's right for a sax symphony in Music City.
Get down, turn around, go to town.
A Duval-style takedown in Tennessee. Jaguars, Titans. It's felines, fiddles, and a honky-tonk stomp. Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, NA member FDIC.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World.
Simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family's secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
He talks, he listens, he tells stories only a coach could know.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on 1010XL.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Are you ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? It's the Black Friday sales event going on now at Renewal by Anderson. Buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 years. This offer expires November 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
The Terminix Kickoff Show.
Presented by American Electrical Contracting and Campione Law on 1010XL.
Welcome back to the Terminix Kickoff Show. Hayes Carline here with Dylan Denmark. We've got lots to get to. Let's go inside the locker room. Let's catch up with linebacker Devin Lloyd. Devin having an outstanding year. 4 interceptions on the season. That is second in the NFL. Just outstanding stuff. He's was the defensive player of the month in September. Had a calf injury, kept him out for a couple weeks, but he's been back now for a couple games. And Devin Lloyd back to playing good football, and the Jaguars will need him to continue to do that today as they try and shut down Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. Here is my conversation with Devin Lloyd from Wednesday's locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars linebacker Devin Lloyd here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing blessed. How you doing?
Doing great, thanks. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Likewise. Appreciate it.
What's your favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal? Anything you're looking forward to having?
Oh, I love dressing. Okay. Dressing, candy yams, and the apple pie, obviously.
Yeah, nice. Very good. In terms of Cause for Cleats, what will you be representing, Devin?
Yeah, the Winter Warriors Project.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Why is that so meaningful to you?
Oh, I mean, obviously I did some work with them in the offseason. I've represented them before, just, everything they stand for as far as helping out veterans and creating community for them. I think that's great. So, it's something I want to represent.
Fantastic. Coming off a great game against Arizona, getting a big overtime win. A lot of pressures in that game. What stood out to you, Devin, from your performance when you went back and watched it?
Yeah, I mean, did some good things. I'm just always, trying to clean up all the little plays that, you want back. That's kind of just where my head's at as far as just cleaning up the things that, you could have done better at. But it was a good win overall. I thought defense played well for the most part, so we'll take it.
Are you happy with getting the rust and back from injury? Are you happy with the state of your game now?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to go out and be healthy. That's the biggest thing, so you can go out and play with the right strain and effort. And so for me, like I said, it's just cleaning up all the little things, super critical in my game, but definitely did some good stuff as well.
Tennessee has been struggling on the year, but the last few weeks they've played the Chargers, Texans, and Seahawks very close. Are you seeing progress from the Titans when you watch them on film?
Yeah, definitely a lot of progress. Specifically, from the quarterback playing a lot better than he was. Rookie, you got to learn some things early on. He's getting better. You got some good skill players around him. So, they're definitely improving as a team. And it's not a game that, you take lightly. It's a division game against, a solid team that's obviously the record doesn't show the type of talent that they have.
What's it like playing in Nashville from your experience?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like really most road games. But, yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. It's one of those things you just go take care of business, handle business, and then come home.
How do you prepare? Obviously, this will be the first potentially cold, kind of rainy game that you guys have had, and certainly more could be coming. But what do you do individually? Is there anything extra that you do to get ready for a game that's going to be in elements?
No, I love these type games. This is all like mental toughness. These are those type games where, okay, you can see who can really who's going to let the elements affect your game, versus who's going to be mentally tough and rise to the challenge. And I don't even think it's going to be that cold. It says it's going to be in the 40s. I guess we're spoiled out here, but, I went to Utah, and I know a lot of guys went to colleges that get a lot colder. So this will be a good test for our team.
You guys are leading the NFL in run defense. In your opinion, Devin, what's been some of the keys in being the best in the league at stopping the ground game?
Yeah, I mean, it starts, with Coach Camp. He preaches that. That was just the expectation, and they want us to be a lot better than we have been. We got a really good front seven with players all across the board that can win their one-on-ones, get off blocks, and make plays. And that's really what it comes down to, guys being in the right spot and getting off blocks and make plays, and we got that.
We've talked about your relationship with Foye and how much you enjoy playing with him, but what's it been like getting to know Dennis Gardeck, and what's he brought to the defense?
Yeah, Dennis, he's just so versatile. He's obviously a smart player, veteran guy. So he's just, a good football mind. And then just as far as his effort, he's just got a motor. He always keeps going. So it's a great thing to have, great player, and we're glad we have him.
Sounds great. Devin Lloyd, happy Thanksgiving. Best of luck to you on Sunday.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate Devin Lloyd's time, and Lloyd and Gardeck were outstanding against Arizona. They combined for 3 sacks, 9 quarterback hits on Jacoby Brissett. The Jaguars as a team had 6 sacks, so hopefully that can continue today in Nashville. Dylan, let's get it to the injury report.
The personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah present this injury update. Farah and Farah,
Jacksonville,
exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We're going to start with an update that came out last night from Jaguars PR. You always get concerned with the Saturday night text regarding injuries. Defensive tackle Eric Armstead has a hand injury. They are listing him as questionable, so that was a downgrade. That's a little bit of a concern. Eric Armstead leading the Jaguars in sacks this season. He has a hand injury. We'll see, but that's a concern that the Jaguars felt the need to add him and give him a questionable status late Saturday night. Obviously, they'd arrived in Nashville by that point, so we'll keep an eye on Eric Armstead. Trayvon Walker out again today with the knee injury. Right guard Patrick McCary will not play with a concussion. Frank Frangi believes Cole Van Lanen slides in at right guard. I would certainly go that way as well. Chuma Adoga, a reserve offensive lineman, versatile offensive lineman, has a calf. He will not play. And safety Eric Murray will not play with a neck injury, although it was encouraging that Eric Murray's 21-day window was activated. So possibly Murray will be back in the fold next week for a gigantic game against the Indianapolis Colts here in Jacksonville. But Eric Murray not able to return from the neck injury today. So Walker, McCary, Adoga, and Murray out. But the Jaguars are getting some key players back. Jordan Lewis, the outstanding cornerback, he has been out with a neck injury. He does not carry an injury designation. He will be active today. Anton Harrison, the right tackle, will be back in the lineup. He was battling ankle and knee ailments. Anton Harrison, good to see him back at right tackle. He does not carry an injury designation, and neither does receiver Brian Thomas Jr., who has missed the last few weeks with an ankle sprain. So the Jaguars are getting some guys back today. Obviously, it helped last week. They got tight end Brenton Strange back, and Strange was outstanding. We'll catch up with him later in the show in the locker room. But Brenton Strange, 5 catches last week for 93 yards. So it's good news. Hopefully Armstead's able to be active today. You hate not having Trayvon Walker, but the Jaguars did a nice job without him last week. Danny Strigow missed some time in practice earlier in the week. It looks like he's going to be able to play. So that'll certainly help. For the Titans, center Lloyd Cushenberry is out with a foot injury. That's one of 4 players listed as out, but to be honest, Cushenberry is the only real notable. Tight end Chiga Okonkwo has been battling a foot injury, but he is expected to play today, listed as questionable. And Okonkwo leads the Titans in receptions and receiving yards, 35 catches for 377 yards. He has yet to score a touchdown, however. So both teams battling, some things, but overall, I'd say the health picture is getting better for the Jaguars. Dylan, in regards to what is going on around the league today, and man, this is certainly exciting. Boy, this Texans-Colts game, I mean, what a showdown this is going to be today. The Texans playing great football. They're 6-5, but they have dug themselves out of the September hole that they created. They go to Indianapolis today. The Colts are 8-3, coming off a disappointing loss to the Chiefs, in which they really had control of the game and let Kansas City rally late. 6-5 versus 8-3. Who are you pulling for, Dylan, and who do you think is going to win?
I think the Colts win. I don't know who I'm pulling for. I guess you would want the Colts to win and the Jags to win. That means that Houston is now 1 game further away from the division title, because Houston can still win the title for the division. Indianapolis leads the Jags by 1 game, and then they lead Houston by 2. So if the Colts lose, and then, Houston makes it within 1 game, and then, regardless of what happens, unless Indy wins and Jacksonville loses today, the Jacksonville Indy game next week here decides who's going to be first place in the division. So I guess I would want Indy to win if I had to pick one.
Yeah, and that makes total sense because Houston's got by far the best defense in the NFL, and they've gotten hot. They've won 4 of 5. They were able to win every game that C.J. Stroud missed with the concussion. Stroud expected to be back today. When you look at the Texans' schedule, it's also fairly, I'd say, favorable compared to the Colts. So I agree with you. I'm kind of hoping the Colts win, even though they'd maintain, assuming the Jaguars take care of business, they'd maintain that 1-game lead. But again, you get the Colts here next Sunday, and I think it would make it really tough for Houston at 6-6. The Texans they still have to go to Arrowhead next week, so that's obviously very difficult. But then they host the Cardinals, they host the Raiders. That should be 2 wins. They go to the Chargers, but honestly, and the Chargers are good, but I think the Chargers are getting ready to really slide. They cannot protect Justin Herbert at all.
Oh, and it's a bad matchup for them, too, against Houston.
I mean, I think Houston would go to L.A. and beat the Chargers. I think it would really be hard for L.A. to move the ball. So, and then the Texans close at home against the Colts. So I'm kind of with you. I'd like to see Houston just get removed because I think if they're 6-6, you're probably looking at a team that's going to definitely take on a 7th loss and perhaps an 8th loss. So I think the Jaguars, with the schedule that they have left, would be in really good shape. When you look at Indianapolis, they still have, after playing Houston today, they still have a really tough road. They, like we said, they come to Jacksonville next Sunday. They then go to Seattle before hosting San Francisco. They then host the Jaguars before going to Houston in the finale. So I'm with you. I still think the Colts could really slide here. But I'd like to see them beat the Texans today. I don't think they will. I think the Texans are going to give the Colts fits up front because I just think Houston can slow down Jonathan Taylor. And look, I mean, Daniel Jones, there's reports that he's got a fracture in his leg that he's trying to play through. I mean, this is the last team you want to see when your quarterback's dealing with that.
Especially of all weeks against this kind of defensive front. I mean, I don't think there has been other than Seattle, Sam Darnold played decent relatively comparative to every quarterback that's faced Houston. Every quarterback's played bad against Houston this year. Their defensive front's really good, and their defense as a whole.
Because their secondary is great too.
Yeah.
Their rush and cover is the best in football.
They just don't give up many points.
Yeah, they are outstanding. So I actually like the Texans to go into Indy today and get that win. And it'll be interesting to see how C.J. Stroud plays. He's now watched Davis Mills for 3 weeks, win every game. And it does make you wonder if Stroud will borrow a little bit of Mills's approach, which has basically been, hey, just don't lose the game for us. I mean, against the Jaguars, obviously, he made some great plays in rallying the Texans back from that 19-point deficit. But for the most part, Davis Mills has just been sort of the game manager guy. But the defense is so good. It's like, look, as long as you don't just hand the game away offensively, you're going to be in great position. We talked about what Indy and Houston have left, just to give you a reminder on what the Jaguars have. So obviously today they're at Tennessee, host the Colts next week, host the Jets after that, which is obviously a very juicy matchup there. You'd like to think that's a win for the Jaguars. The Jaguars then go to Denver, which will be a very challenging game. They go to Indianapolis, which will be a tough game, and then they close the season at home against Tennessee. So again, if the Jaguars can get to 8 wins today, then you'd like to think they're going to beat the Jets. That's a 9th win. You'd like to think they're going to beat the Titans here in the finale. That's a 10th win. And then if you can split against the Colts, that's an 11th win. And now you're starting to really put yourself in great position. It really, the at Indy and at Denver games almost become house money games.
Yeah, 11 wins should at least get you a 7 seed in the playoffs. I know it's been very rare. New England Patriots, the year Matt Castle played, I think they won 11 games, didn't make the playoffs. That was 6 teams back then. 11 wins should be more than enough to get you in the playoffs.
I think without a doubt, because you're already looking at, as we look at the teams that are outside, Buffalo is the 7 seed right now. It's 7-4. But once you get beyond the Bills, you've got Houston at 6-5. You've got Kansas City at 6-6, and the Jaguars have the tiebreaker over Kansas City. And then you've got Baltimore at 6-6. What's interesting today, and this gets us into our next preview here with the AFC in terms of games to be paying attention to if you're a Jaguars fan. This Bills at Steelers game becomes very interesting today. Buffalo is 7-4. Pittsburgh is 6-5. With the Ravens losing Thursday to drop to 6-6, this is where I think if you're the Jaguars, you need to start pulling for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know that's not in your instinct to do, but here's why. If the Jaguars, let's say, are the 5th seed, the North champion, I think, is going to be the 4th seed. I don't think the Colts are going to slip or the Jags. I think the South champion is going to be probably the 3, and the North champion is going to be probably the 4. Well, disagree with me, Dylan, if you want, but I'd much rather go to play Pittsburgh,
no question,
than Baltimore.
No question.
I mean,
I would much rather. I'll take my chances over an up and down Pittsburgh defense, even though they look good on paper. And the offense with Aaron Rodgers is up and down as well.
Absolutely.
As compared to playing Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and if you're the Jaguars, I mean, you've got the number 1 run defense. You should be able to shut down what Pittsburgh has to offer with Warren and Gainwell and put that game on Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf, which has been inconsistent at best this season. With the Ravens, it's hard to shut down Derrick Henry anyway, even if you've got an elite run defense. But then you are mixing in Lamar Jackson's mobility. He's been struggling, but I don't think that's going to continue throughout this entire rest of the season. And they've got weapons in the pass game. They can hurt you with Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews, and going down the line there a little bit. Hopkins can make a big catch, a clutch catch for them.
And we're forgetting Derrick Henry as well.
Right. So that's the thing. So I think you need to start, if you're the Jaguars, I think, pulling for the Steelers to win the North. And again, Baltimore losing to Cincinnati Thursday night was enormous in that regard. That really surprised me. I know Burrow was coming back, and he looked sharp, but that Ravens offense just
not able to take advantage of that Cincinnati defense was very surprising.
Really surprised by how the Ravens played. So yeah, I mean, I think in looking at it, you want to see the Steelers win. And the other thing, too, is you'd love for Josh Allen not to make the playoffs either. I mean, could the Jaguars possibly be so lucky that Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow miss the playoffs and perhaps Lamar Jackson?
You could have a NFL playoffs where Ben Johnson wins the division with the Bears. You could have a world where Mike Vrabel in his first year gets a 1 seed with the Patriots, and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are at home.
It's incredible. I mean, it really is incredible. So, again, lots to pay attention to today. Again, our primary focus, obviously, is Jaguars at Titans, and hopefully the Jaguars is a substantial road favorite, can hold serve and get to 8-4. But again, Texans at Colts, huge game today in the AFC South. And I would keep an eye on that Bills at Steelers game. That's a 4:00 game, so you can watch that game after the Jaguar game. But I'm pulling big for Pittsburgh in that one. I think if Pittsburgh can win the North, if the Jaguars become the 5 seed, which I think is there's a good chance of that, then you would have the Jaguars going to Pittsburgh. And I'm not even sure. I mean, Pittsburgh would probably be favored, but I mean, we're talking like, what would you think, 2.5 points? I mean,
max, yeah, 2.5.
Max. Yeah, so that would be a very winnable wild card game for the Jaguars. And they've retired some great quarterbacks in the past. It would be nice to add Aaron Rodgers to that list, as this could easily be his last season in the NFL. When we come back on the Terminix Kickoff Show, we're going to get it to the keys to the game. There's lots of layers to this one that we want to break down. We haven't even gotten to the fact that this game could come down to punt returns. Both teams are having elite seasons doing that. We know what Parker Washington has been up to. We'll tell you about his counterpart today on the Tennessee side. That is going to be a big key to this game. You're listening to the Terminix Kickoff Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Gator Boys are back and ready to defend their national title.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
This is Gator Country. Your home for Gators hoops is 1010XL.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville trusts. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this holiday season, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard's location, Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park or Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, and it'll take you 1 minute to enter. You can win a deck-fed storage system with Cargo Glide, installed by the pros at Leonard. We'll draw the winner Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, live from the Beach Boulevard store. Plus, you'll score Florida-Georgia basketball tickets and a Gator National Championship commemorative basketball. It's easy, it's fast, and you can win big. So head to Leonard Truck Outfitters today and deck the truck.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Gator fans are known to get rowdy.
Especially us.
Hicken and Prosser here.
Join us for a first-of-its-kind podcast, Swamp Session.
Live stream from Voodoo Brewing Company.
Right after every Gator football game on the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Atlantic Infinity.
Hey, it's Joe C. The chill is in the air and your backyard can still be the heart of the season. Gather your family around a beautiful outdoor fireplace from Isocurrent or Napoleon, expertly installed by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. From elegant stone fireplaces to wood burning or gas fire pits, CSS creates cozy spaces where memories are made and where every night can feel like a celebration. You dream it, they can build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
CSS.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
1010XL. 1010XL. WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. This is 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the keys to the game. Brought to you by Instant Keys, fast, professional, honest locksmith service.
All right, welcome back to the Terminix Kickoff Show. Hayes Carline here with Dylan Denmark as we embark on our second hour here. Again, we're going to catch up with Rick Belaloo in our next segment from Nashville, get Rick's thoughts about this matchup. We're going to go and talk to Brenton Strange as well in the locker room. I had a chance to catch up with him earlier this week. And Joe Cower's going to join us from Nashville as well in our final segment before we get you ready for the Publix Tailgate Show at 10 o'clock with Brian Sexton, JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Austin Lane. Dylan, I think there's a lot of keys here, as there always are. But this is one that we haven't really talked much about this season. The first key for me is show up if you're the Jaguars. Like, show up in the right frame of mind to go out there and take care of business today. Like, have respect for Tennessee. Yes, they're 1-10, but these are professional athletes. They've been close their last 3 games against some good teams. Again, they lost to the Chargers by 7. They lost to the Texans by 3, and they lost to the Seahawks by 6. So this is a team that is playing competitive football, and we've been on the other side of this. You know, the Jaguars have had seasons like this where, you know, when you get close to a win, you know, you worry about, you know, now on the other side of it, that they have some belief of if we can just make that one play late, we can get back in the win column. So I think the first key is just show up and respect the challenges that the Titans do present.
No doubt, and it's one of those games where you can't turn the ball over early and give the other team momentum. You can't give up a big play in special teams that we're going to talk about with DK. He leads the league in all-purpose yards, not only punt return, but also the kick return. And they've had a couple of games this year. I forget which ones exactly, but I think it's like been 2 games where they've jumped out on teams and jumped on a 14-0, 17-point lead early because of those 2 factors.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the biggest key, and this will probably be very consistent for the rest of the season with the Jaguars, is run the ball. They were elite in September doing that. At one point, they were, you know, top 4 in the NFL. Then it started to fall off, and they became sort of an average run offense. And coming out of the bye, they've really found their groove again with the ground game. Again, the Jaguars are averaging 30 points a game in their 4 games after the bye. They're 3-1, and the offense has really done some great things. But running the ball has been the primary thing that they have done well, and it's covered up the mistakes that Trevor Lawrence has made when he has made mistakes. So I think, you know, running the ball today, the matchup looks great in terms of that. Again, the Jaguars 8th in the NFL in rushing. The Titans defensively 25th in the league in run defense. Now, again, this is a little, you know, maybe a little misleading. I think the Titans are better than that. I don't think that they're an abysmal run defense. I think a lot of that is game environment where teams have had a lead late. Again, we talked about it. Tennessee minus 136 in point differential this season, by far the worst in the NFL. The next worst team is minus 112. So what does that tell you? It tells you Tennessee in the final 10 minutes of games, in several of their losses, they've been down multiple possessions, and the opponent's just been running the ball. So I do think the Titans are maybe better than what that number would indicate, in terms of being 25th against the run. And it starts with Jeffrey Simmons. The Jaguars have got to find a way to block Jeffrey Simmons today, the outstanding defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans. The Jaguars are not going to have right guard Patrick McCary. He is out with a concussion. Cole Van Lanen, we expect to be the starting right guard. But that will be a massive challenge for the Jaguars. Ezra Cleveland at left guard, Robert Hainsey at center, and Cole Van Lanen at right guard to keep Simmons from wrecking this game. This was Liam Cohen earlier this week talking about the challenge that Jeffrey Simmons will present.
I'm not saying he's Aaron Donald, but there's some similarities there in terms of his ability to create in both the run and the pass, how quickly some of his wins come. The effort, showed a clip this morning against Denver where they had double chip protection, play action pass. The pocket looked extremely clean for quite some time, and then the ball just kind of got held onto. The routes maybe weren't there yet, and he's going to finish and strain through the echo of the whistle. Great challenge for us as a group, but he's definitely disruptive, and you can see that he's believing in terms of they have belief as a team. There's no quit in that team at all right now. They're actually, playing better and better.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Dylan, you hinted at this earlier in the segment, and you're dead on. Chim Dike has been magnificent for the Titans this year, but especially as a punt returner. I mean, his numbers are incredible. Chim Dike, who played at Florida last year, transferred in from Wisconsin, played his final year with the Gators. He's returned 12 punts this season for 285 yards. That's a 23.8 yard average. He has taken 2 of the 12 back for touchdowns. I mean, that is somebody that can change the game in a hurry for Tennessee. And as Dylan, as you mentioned, get that crowd, whatever crowd is there today in Nashville, get them, believing that they can pull the upset. The Jaguars obviously counter with Parker Washington, who has been outstanding in his own right. Parker Washington, 18 punt returns this season, a 17.2 yard average, and he has taken 2 back for touchdowns. So, if you're looking for a hidden element, we don't often talk about a battle of the punt returners, but we have it in this matchup between Washington and DK. And again, Liam Cohen talked earlier this week about limiting DK's opportunities.
We liked him a lot coming out. Obviously not far down the road here in Florida. Watched him a ton throughout the evaluation process. Was somebody we had a lot of respect for in that process. And man, he has made game-changing plays or game-altering plays to give them boosts and give them opportunities to stay in games. That was the guy that we talked about this morning on the game records for special teams. So not just on teams, but on offense, where you see him catch shallow crosses and he can go and take it. I think they're getting more and more comfortable using him on offense in confidence, and on the special teams unit. I know John Fossil very well, and I know he'll try to scheme him to get opportunities to make plays again this Sunday.
Yeah, you cannot let Chim Dike break punt returns on you if you want to go into Nashville and get a win today. And hopefully with Logan Cook, with his ability to hang the ball up in the air, I mean, I would even sacrifice a couple yards of distance just to hang the ball up there another, half a second to hopefully get DK just to fair catch. And Logan Cook also has done a nice job in his career angling to the sideline. So maybe that can be a big factor today for the Jaguars, is if Logan Cook can keep the ball really out of DK's hands from a return standpoint. We talked about the Jaguars dominating in the run game defensively, and that's got to be a huge key today as well. The Jaguars lead the league in run defense. They allow just 83.8 yards a game. The Titans don't run the ball well at all. As you heard Frank Frangi tell you, they are last in the NFL in rushing offense at 77.5 yards a game. So we know how the NFL works. That probably means the Titans will run for 160 yards today. But looking at the matchup on paper, the Jaguars, who have been dominating against the run, should continue that today. The matchup is very favorable for the Jaguars. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile talked about what has gone into the Jaguars being so outstanding, stopping the opponent's ground game.
Yeah, I think if you're stopping the run, you're making people one-dimensional, and that's important. I mean, I think there's an emotional high that comes from big plays in the pass game, but there's a physical high that comes from being able to run the ball on somebody. I don't think there's a more helpless feeling in football than somebody being able to run the ball and kick your ass down the field. So that's something that is very, very important to us. We kind of hold sacred in our room, making sure that we're doing a good job of that. And when we're not, it's not good enough. It's not acceptable. And I think the guys have taken to that, to not stay blocked and do your job, do your 111th, but then go do some more. Go find a way to get to the football. I think that's a really important part of run defense, and I think our defensive backs and defensive backs coaches have done a very good job of that, of spreading that culture around the room because, in this league, they're going to make the corners tackle because they don't think corners can tackle. And you got to have guys at that position that are physical enough to do it, that want to do it. Culturally, there's buy-in to that on our end. So that's another thing, like even asking about those guys, I think they've both done a really good job. I thought even in a run game, Greg had some physical reps the other day, taking on pullers and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, to your point before, I think both of those guys have done a good job.
Yeah, and Campanile has done an outstanding job, I think, as first-year defensive coordinator under first-year head coach Liam Cohen. Let's talk about the Jaguars offensively. Brian Thomas Jr. back in the lineup today, it would appear. He does not have an injury designation after missing a few games with an ankle injury. But I got to be honest, to me, a key to this game is, he can run some deep routes, but to me, this offense needs to feature two guys in the passing game. Well, a receiver, Brenton Strange certainly at tight end, but I'm talking about how the targets at receiver are going to go today. And I think a key is feed Parker Washington. 35 catches, 421 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He leads the Jaguars in catches and receiving yards. He has just simply become a very reliable player, but also a playmaking kind of athlete that does make plays above the X's and O's and has really had just an unbelievable breakout season for the Jaguars. I would hate to see Parker Washington's role diminish with the return of Brian Thomas Jr. So I think a big key is continuing to feature Parker Washington in the passing game, and certainly Trevor Lawrence made it sound like that will continue to happen. This was the franchise quarterback talking about Parker Washington earlier this week.
He's grown a lot, I think he's always been a guy that I've trusted, but I think just having that time together and those real game reps and full speed reps just accumulated over the past year or whatever it's been. Just more and more, I think we're getting more and more comfortable. I'm getting comfortable with how he runs all the different routes, and you see different looks every game, and you learn from him. And I think you're seeing that chemistry just come along every week. So we got to keep building on that. He's been playing awesome. I can't speak highly enough of him and just how he's attacked this year, and not just how he plays on Sunday, the way he prepares and the way he practices. He's earned all these opportunities, and just proud of how he's been playing and excited just to keep building on that chemistry because you can tell it's definitely coming along more and more.
Yeah, without a doubt. And another player that Trevor Lawrence is really developing great chemistry with is receiver Jakobi Meyers. And again, I think a key to the game is you continue to expand Jakobi Meyers' role in this offense. Obviously, they acquired him at the trade deadline from Las Vegas. Jakobi Meyers has not even been here a month yet, but has made an impact. Polished, reliable, professional receiver. I would look to expand his role even more today. Again, Tennessee's going to sell out to stop the run. You know that. And they have not done a good job defending the pass. I think their secondary is abysmal. You look at, they're allowing opponents to complete 69.9% of their passes, 17 touchdown passes allowed to only 5 interceptions. Opponent passer rating against the Titans, 103.8. I think Jakobi Meyers is a big key today. And again, somebody that can take on a bigger role in the offense as he gets more familiar with what Liam Cohen requests out of the receiver position. This was Trevor Lawrence talking about Jakobi Meyers' development earlier this week.
Yeah, he's been awesome. It's been, like I said this the last few weeks, it's come along quicker than I would have thought. Sometimes that takes time with different receivers to try to get that chemistry and the timing and all that stuff, and it's been pretty seamless with him. I think obviously his experience is really important. He's played a lot of football. He's kind of done it all as far as the different offenses, systems. He's played a lot of different positions. So him understanding different schemes and different concepts and what he's being asked to do also helps because he can get up to speed really fast, and he communicates really well. So we talk a lot during practice to try to get more and more familiar, just because you don't have the off-season reps and all that stuff banked. But it's been awesome. I think you've seen that's been building every week as well. There's been some throws and catches where you can see we're right on time. I'm letting it go before he's breaking, just because we've already built up a lot of trust. So excited to keep building that too.
Absolutely. I expect Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington to have big games today in Nashville. When we come back on the Terminix Kickoff Show, let's get it back to Nashville. Let's talk to Rick Belaloo. We always enjoy his insights. We will do that next. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube.
Hurricane season may be past us, but are you prepared for when your power goes out? A permanently installed Generac home standby generator does more than keep the lights on when the power fails. It delivers peace of mind. Whether you're home or not, your Generac home standby system kicks into action and continues to power your home until utility power returns. Give American Electrical a call at 737-7770 to find out more. For the best from Generac, check out american-electrical.com.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is a diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, there's specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulate our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Gabrielle Elliott, senior soccer and tennis player at First Coast High. Gabrielle's a member of the Physics and Interact Clubs and the National Honor Society.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I've got a challenge for you. Go stand next to your window. You feel a cool draft? Well, then you need Pella. The experts at Pella Windows and Doors can easily fix that with energy-efficient windows to keep the drafty air out and save you money every month. And how does 0% interest for 60 months sound? Go to PellaJacks.com and schedule a free home energy checkup. That's PellaJacks.com, or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows and tell them you heard about Mike's challenge on 1010XL.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. It's not just annoying when your toilet keeps running long after you flush. It's also costly because it could waste hundreds of gallons of water a day. A running toilet's often caused by worn-out flappers, corroded valves, or a faulty float. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix the problem fast, which can help lower your water bill. Stop the running and start saving today. Make the superior choice when your toilet won't stop running, and learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Look, I was recently talking with Patrick and the team at Apex Roofing and Contracting, and even in a tough economic year, they wanted me to say thank you. Guys, Apex is locally owned, and they truly appreciate every homeowner and business owner who trusts them with roof repairs, replacements, or construction projects this year. So from the entire Apex crew and from me, happy holidays to all of our listeners, customers, and clients. And remember, for quality work from a team that cares about our community, that's apexroofingfl.com.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now let's go behind enemy lines. Behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Welcome back to the Terminix Kickoff Show. Hayes Carline here along with Dylan Denmark. Let's get it to Nashville. We are pleased to be joined with Rick Belaloo. You can hear Rick into the night. Rick, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. How you doing this Sunday morning?
I'm doing good, Hayes. It should be an interesting day here. The weather's not going to behave, so that's going to be a factor. For the most part this year, Jacksonville, every game, some indoor contests, and the weather has not been a factor, but I think that is, that's going to change here coming up in a few hours.
Yeah, how do you think Liam Cohen will approach the game being played in such cold temperature?
I think it sets up again, for an opportunity to really run the football, both ways here. This is a situation where they really struggle, Tennessee does, defending the run, and Jacksonville going in. That should be the game plan. Can they run the football right at Tennessee? I believe they can. On the flip side, Tennessee this week, interim head coach Mike McCoy said that he wants Cam Ward to run the football more. He had 37 yards last week, which was the most that the rookie quarterback has had. And, they're terrible. They're the worst rushing team in the NFL. And Jacksonville, as we know, is the best rushing defense in the NFL. So I think it's going to be an exact opposite, attack offensively today. Tennessee will try to get it done in the air, and I think the Jaguars will settle things down a little bit, hopefully put together lengthy drives and really dominate this football game by running it.
Travis Etienne having an outstanding season, 9th in the NFL in rushing yards. What kind of day do you expect from him today, and how has Etienne changed, if at all, how you view him moving forward?
I was looking ahead and just kind of looking at some numbers. He's projected to get 60 yards today. I think that goes over. Once again, I expect, a dominant performance by this football team when it comes to rushing it. I also think you'll have a pretty big day today as far as the screens. That's something you and I have talked about. Defenses have been able to pick up on the screen game so far this year, but it felt like it started to take a turn for the better a week ago. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if Etienne, has his 15, 16 carries, but ends up with over 20 touches if you include him catching the football out of the backfield.
Yeah, we've talked. You're right. The screen game I've been really disappointed with, and Liam Cohen's addressed it here and there, but it does seem like maybe they're starting to find a little bit more of a rhythm with it. I almost wonder if there was some tell that either Trevor or maybe an offensive lineman or maybe a back, maybe multiple. But it was so puzzling that wasn't a bigger, more effective part of the offense because of how well they did it in Tampa last year and what we saw in training camp, where I thought their screen game was going to be a massive asset.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Almost 100 receptions by tailbacks last year in Tampa. It just hasn't worked out at all this year. And, that is an interesting point of view. I don't know why defenses were so successful being able to read that. But, it feels like that started to take a turn. So, we'll see here again today. But I would expect that they're going to at least attempt it to do things like that. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. comes back. Everyone wants to see the deep ball. And that still could happen. Rain and in cold, you could still pass the football in those situations. I think the wind ends up becoming more of a factor than anything. So that'll be pretty intriguing coming up here.
Yeah, I'm not expecting Brian Thomas Jr. to have like a massive role in terms of targets. I mean, I think it's to your point, it's good to have him back, good to have that threat of speed. But I'll be surprised if he gets a ton of targets with how Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers and Brenton Strange have been playing. What do you think? What do you think is a fair expectation, and what's your expectation for Brian Thomas Jr.? Do you think we see a refreshed, physical Brian Thomas Jr., or do you think we'll, maybe just see what we've seen so far this season, which has been a timid player who drops the ball?
Well, I think because of the success that Myers has had and just how tough he is along with Parker Washington, I almost feel as though Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be, A, decoy, and then B, a guy who's basically a one-trick pony. And that's a guy that runs the deep ball. And, do they take a couple of shots? Sure. But I think he's someone that's going to take a corner with him and take him out of the play. I'm really going to be interested today, even when the ball is not thrown to him, what his route tree looks like. I mean, you're going to send him over the middle of the field. That has not worked at all this year. My guess would be maybe 4 targets today. That's because of again, we keep talking about the weather. I don't expect a ton of passing today by the Jaguars. For what it's worth, I think Jacksonville gets a lead. So I'm not saying they become totally one-dimensional, or they're going to run it 47 times like they did a few weeks ago. But, I do think they'll be real heavy when it comes to running the football. And I wouldn't be surprised when the day is over, you look at Trevor Lawrence and see that, maybe he passed it 22, 25 times, and that's it. So, Hayes, I'm thinking 4 targets today for Brian Thomas Jr., maybe 2 or 3 receptions when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I would agree, because the other part to it as well that you alluded to is if you're Liam Cohen, I mean, he says all the right things, but you have to think his trust in Trevor Lawrence protecting the football, his patience is starting to wear thin. Trevor's thrown 11 interceptions, lost a couple of fumbles, 4 turnovers last week. And he made some plays late. I get it, to salvage a win in Arizona. But, I would think for Liam Cohen, not only do you want to run the ball because it's what the team has done well, but I couldn't blame him if he was a little reluctant, even against a Tennessee defense that hasn't done a good job stopping the pass, of unleashing Trevor Lawrence much today. I think it'll be really fascinating to see how much Liam Cohen does trust Trevor Lawrence to hang in the pocket and deliver throws.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Tennessee's terrible, in every facet of their defense, against the run, against the pass. Jacksonville really should be able to, have their way today, but that is the concern. 4 takeaways last week, or 4 turnovers last week, just it cannot happen, and they were able to escape that. They've had success here on the road. They've won 3 road games. They should have won at Cincinnati, and they should have won at Houston. So this is a really good road football team. And you look at Tennessee, man, they're 0-6 at home. This is just a really bad team. Although they're saying around here that they're playing their best football, they've lost their last 3 games by a combined 16 points. But that absolutely is a part of it today. I mean, I think it's one of those, keep it simple, and you should be able, because of your talent and the way that you're playing, just be the better team today and knock off Tennessee. And you don't want to put Lawrence in a situation where he could make a lot of mistakes. So, yeah, that's going to be, to me, that's a big factor. If this does go the other way and Tennessee was to pull off the upset, there's no question in my mind a lot of that would be because Lawrence turned the ball over.
Let's look at the Jaguar defense. Arik Armstead now questionable with a hand injury. It's never good when Jaguars PR texts us at 9:30 on a Saturday night. What's your gut feeling on Armstead? Do you think he'll be available today?
That was an interesting text. And, when you see something like that, I kind of take the glass half empty approach. How did it happen? I mean, there's no contact. I mean, how did that come up on a Saturday? So to me, that's interesting, and they need him. He's been a little bit, I think, underrated this year. He's played better than perhaps some of the credit that he is getting. And, we've seen the emergence of some young guys off the edge, but you could use a little bit more of that inside. There's not a great snap count, besides the top three. And let's face it, Mason Smith has not been as good as I think people hoped, or certainly the way he played late last year. But, you're right. You get a text like that that rolled in last night. That's never good news. So, yeah, I think it's 50-50, and, we won't know 90 minutes till kick. And then the other part of it is, if he is able to go, just how effective is he going to be?
Yeah, without a doubt. What are your thoughts on the Jaguars, where they stand in the playoff race? They're the 6th seed in the AFC. We saw the Chiefs and Ravens lose Thursday. You've got this massive Houston at Indianapolis game today. You've got another game, Bills at Steelers, that has big-time AFC playoff implications. When you assess the Jaguars' place in all of this, what's your level of optimism on this being a special season for the Jaguars?
Well, I think it's a week-to-week situation. I think it's filled with attrition. I mean, that report that came out of Indy was more bizarre than the Eric Armstead situation that came in last night. I mean, with Daniel Jones and the issue he has now with his fibula, I mean, you got to be kidding me. How is he going to be able to hold up with 6 games remaining plus the playoffs? And, Houston and Indianapolis, sure, but come on. Those two in New England and Pittsburgh, and going to Denver is going to be difficult. Jacksonville will figure that out in a few weeks or see what that's all about. But to me, it's still about Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore. Those are the 3 teams that are the beasts. And if you can knock them out, and they have all showed that they are human, that they're not where they once were. Every one of those teams has a flaw. But when you look at the entire landscape of the AFC, I would much rather face the other teams than the big 3, even though they're struggling this year. So, I think the goal of Jackson, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we return tomorrow and we find out that Jacksonville's tied with Indianapolis at 8-4, before that game next week back in Duval. It's right there for Jacksonville to win the AFC South. And, you may get one of those wild card teams that doesn't win the division, like Buffalo, Kansas City, or Baltimore coming into Jacksonville. So then you got to ask yourself, would you rather have that against a playoff proven team at home, or are you better grabbing a wild card, maybe going somewhere on the road and knocking off one of those other teams?
Yeah, great points. Rick, I know you like the Jaguars today, but what kind of game do you think it will be?
I think it's going to be ugly. That's basically the way this football team has played and has won. I think it'll be we've seen some first halves this year that have been absolutely atrocious. Dare I say even boring. And I think we're going to get kind of that today, a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of field position type of games, but I do think Jackson will be able to run the football and also hopefully, rattle Cam Ward. The fact that they've had 9 sacks in the last 2 weeks is really encouraging. So, I don't think it'll be beautiful, but I think it's a 10-point win today. I'm looking on the lines of like a 24-14 Jacksonville win here in Nashville.
Yeah, I like that pick as well. I'm right around that same number in spread. So I certainly, Rick, we appreciate your time and certainly your insights this morning. We'll look forward to your coverage. Rick will be inside the locker room, does a great job with post-game interviews, and obviously you can hear all of his observations on Into the Night. Rick, we certainly appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day in Nashville.
All right, Hayes. Take care, buddy.
All right. Rick Belaloo, we certainly appreciate him taking the time to join us. When we come back on the Terminix Kickoff Show, one segment to go, but we still have lots to get to. We're going to go back inside the locker room. I had a chance to catch up with Brenton Strange on Wednesday, so you'll hear that interview. We'll go back to Nashville, to catch up with Joe Cowart. You hear Joe on XL Primetime every day. We'll get Joe's thoughts about Jags Titans and kind of give us the scene. You know, Joe Cowart, he's found the party in Nashville. So I want to know about this Jaguar fan base that's traveled so well throughout the season. I'm sure that there is a massive Jaguars contingent heading over to Nissan Stadium today. So Joe will give us all those fun details, and we'll give you our final thoughts and our picks before we hand it off to the Publix Tailgate Show with Brian Sexton, JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Austin Lane. You're listening to the Terminix Kickoff Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get the goods on Gainesville 24/7. Search 1010XL Gators on YouTube.
Frangi here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? You know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821. CoyleJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When the team heats up and the temps climb high, Sunrise Heating and AC keeps you cool. That's no lie. From kickoff to overtime and every long drive, they'll keep your home feeling fresh and alive. When your system's down, don't sweat the score. Sunrise Heating and AC of North Florida is ready to restore. Fast, honest service from a local crew, keeping Jacksonville fans chill all season through. Your comfort starts here at sunriseheatingandac.com.
Touchdown! Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
For your chance to win 4-day weekend VIP passes to the Welcome to Rockville Festival in Daytona Beach, May 15th to the 18th, text the word ROCK to the 1010XL text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through November 13th. Financing available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484. UniversalRoof.com.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
Life's full of thrills, like fixing what's broken and hearing it roar back to life. But for the accident attorneys at Farah & Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win. When the team moves as one, every hand, every step on point, putting in the hours, reviewing every detail, because the client deserves that. And when I've gotten to say, you're good, we've got it covered, that's the payoff. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah & Farah, Jacksonville.
Yo, E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar, Twin Peaks. Scratch kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Come on, somebody.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. This is the Terminix Kickoff Show, presented by American Electrical Contracting and Campione Law on 1010XL.
Welcome back. Hayes Carline here along with Dylan Denmark. We've got lots to get to in our final segment before we hand it off to the Publix Tailgate Show with Brian Sexton, JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Austin Lane, getting you ready for Jaguars at Titans. Let's go back into the locker room. Had a chance to catch up with tight end Brenton Strange earlier this week. Brenton is really become one of the best players on the roster. I mean, you look at a player that really got off to a great start this season, has really fully embraced his role with Liam Cohen, and then suffered an injury and had to be placed on IR with a quad injury, missed 4 games, but it came back and was brilliant against the Cardinals in his first game off the injury, targeted 5 times last week, had 5 catches for 93 yards, and I would fully expect him to be a massive part of this passing game again today. And we know what an asset he has been for the Jaguars in running the ball. This was my interview with tight end Brenton Strange earlier this week in the Jaguars locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You excited for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's always a good time to have a family holiday and just get around people you love and spend some good quality time.
What do you most look forward about the meal?
The yams and the baked mac and cheese mixed together, though. You know, you got to have them mixed together, and then I go crazy every single time. It's my favorite.
That sounds good. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cause for Cleats. Brenton, what are you representing on Sunday?
I'm doing a foundation here with financial literacy in Florida, and just looking forward to, continue to spread awareness. I know, like, me growing up, I didn't really have much opportunity to learn about it. I kind of learned from a lot of mistakes, so that was my way of learning. But I just think it's important for the youth to understand financial literacy, how to use money, what to do with it, what not to do with it.
That's a great cause because it's not taught enough in schools.
Right. Yep, exactly that.
In terms of your return last week, obviously a fantastic performance, 5 targets, 5 catches, and did some great things blocking. How'd you feel like it went, Brenton?
I felt pretty good out there. It was good to be able to get back out there and just play with my teammates, man. God is good. It's been a long 6 weeks, and, it was just kind of like a weight lifted off my shoulders just to get back out there doing what I love.
What was the kind of rehab process like? How rigorous was it?
It got to a point where I was really tired of it, honestly. I love those guys in there, and they had a plan from the very beginning, and just put all my faith and all my trust into them like I always do, and I'm just very appreciative of them and helping get me back right.
What was it like celebrating that overtime win in Glendale, Arizona with your teammates?
Man, it felt good, get some extra overtime on my first day back on the job. So it felt really good just to always get the win. So I'm thankful and I'm blessed just to be a part of this team.
Were you happy with how your body recovered after your first game back?
Yeah, most definitely. And it's still a process throughout the week. You got things that you do throughout the week that get ready for Sunday. So just continuing to do that process and just stay steady, man.
What stands out about the Titans when you look at how they defend the run? We'll start there.
I think what stands out to me, not schematically, just every time we play the Titans, it's always a tough game. Like, we know what we're getting into. I think Coach had already told y'all that it's going to be a dogfight, and it is going to be a dogfight, for sure. I mean, we play them twice a year, and just looking to go out there and put my best foot forward.
You guys are obviously playing some outstanding football as a team, have a chance to, really push forward in this playoff race. How exciting is it to have these opportunities and have these games that mean so much?
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting. We're in this position my rookie year, but I just think it's important to just stay grounded, stay where your feet are, and just take it one day at a time. We take it one day at a time, and we do the right things each and every day. We'll like where we're at come playoff time.
You've always been Parker Washington's biggest fan in Jacksonville. What's it been like seeing him return these punts and become such a valuable weapon as a receiver?
It's nothing new, man. I've been seeing it for the past 6 years. The dude's an incredible talent. He continues to display what he does every single week, and he's special, man. From the very beginning, I remember my first day of rookie minicamp, and y'all asked me about him, and I told y'all, I was like, we're just going to push each other, and we're going to become the best versions of ourselves every single day for this organization, and we've done that, and we want to continue to do that, and we want to be reliable playmakers for this organization.
Brenton Strange, thanks so much for your time. Happy Thanksgiving, and best of luck on Sunday.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I would expect Brenton Strange to be a big part of the game plan today as well. Let's bring in Joe Cowart from Nashville. Good morning, Joe. How are you doing?
Hey, my man. How are you doing?
Doing great. Give us the rundown. What's the Jaguars fan base does such a great job traveling. I was really impressed with the contingent that they had in Las Vegas. Nashville, we know, is a familiar, close spot. I would imagine that there's plenty of teal pride in the Nashville streets. What have you observed from your time up in Nashville?
Yeah, the only one that I was fooled by, we've seen a bunch of Jaguar fans, but the only one I was fooled by, we were in one of the honky-tonks. I think it might have been Kid Rock honky-tonk, and there was this one lady wearing this fur Jaguar leopard print and jacket all bundled up. And so I said, TLD's like, go over there and say hello. So I went over there and said hello. She goes, I said, are you from Jacksonville? You're a Jaguar fan? And she goes, no, we're from Louisiana. And I looked at the color of the coat, and the guy goes, her husband goes, I washed that one. It went from purple to blue as soon as I pulled it out of the dryer. So she was a fake Jaguar fan, but there are plenty of them that are here. We're high atop the Omni on the 14th floor right now, and if you look out on the YouTube shot, you can see just how overcast and damp it is, Hayes.
Yeah.
We're talking 20, feels like it's 25, 26 degrees right now. The high is going to be 43. It does look like it had been raining basically through the night. I felt wind throughout the night. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Shouldn't really be any rain to worry about during the game, but damp conditions is what we're looking at.
Yeah, that's a great shot, Joe, because, boy, it does look dreary behind you there. Give us a sense for fans. You're up in Nashville. Tell us about the party and everything going on, with your excursion up to Nashville.
Yeah, we had a great time here at the Omni doing the show on Wednesday, and then today, Honky Tonk Tailgate at Old Red. We've given away tickets for that, so you can come in. They got the big brunch. They got bucket specials, all sorts of things. That'll be going. I believe it's the only tailgate on Broadway that's opening up early for Jaguar fans. So we've seen 2 or 3 Jaguar bars that are downtown, one across the street from Category 10, another one, of course, Old Red on Broadway, and then Lucky Bastard may be another one that is a Jaguar bar today. So they're fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. What concerns you about this game, Joe?
Well, I think if you look at the injury report, and you've been covering this, Hayes, so you know the interior part of the offensive line, with the fact that you can't count on certain guys, the concussion for McCary, Trayvon Walker once again missing another game, getting Eric Murray back. I don't know how healthy he is based on what the injury report was yesterday, but these guys, the ones that are missing, we've seen other guys step up and make plays for them. Cole Van Lanen has been kind of a stalwart, being able to step in for Anton Harrison. Now he's going to be looked at for other things. So we'll find out how they do. But more than anything else, it's Moore, the left tackle, against Josh Hines-Allen. And you could basically go with Moore and Latham Hayes. Both of those tackles are going to be tested today. Someone's going to have to do what Trayvon is supposed to do off the left edge of the defensive line, and we'll basically see if they can apply some pressure to Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's a great point. Josh Hines-Allen seems like he's starting to find his groove maybe now that he's got the career sack record. You know, that's behind him now, and seems like he's playing with more effectiveness. And on the other side, against Arizona, Devin Lloyd and Dennis Gardeck combined for 3 sacks and 9 quarterback hits. So I would think for Anthony Campanile, getting those two guys involved today as well has got to be, high atop the list.
Yeah, we were laughing on XL Primetime earlier this week, going back to the Balky regime. We traded in Gaziano for Gardeck. Okay, that's what we got. And Gardeck has been a huge find. And he's a guy that if Anthony Campanile can scheme things up, you're talking about a rookie quarterback in Cam Ward, you might fool him in to thinking he's got one defensive alignment that he's accounting for, and then he'll send guys from every direction. And they were able to do that a couple of times this past week. Jacoby Brissett was a big cat, tough to bring down. Cam Ward's the same kind of guy, much quicker. He can take off and run and make you look silly, but his tight ends aren't 100% healthy. He does have a couple of wide receivers. Jim Ray DK, we're going to have our eye on today. So he's got some weapons, and they're starting to get a little bit more based on what Mike McCoy's been doing compared to what Brian Callahan was doing.
It looks like Brian Thomas Jr. will be back in the fold today. Would you emphasize him if you're Liam Cohen, or would you turn it over more to Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, and Brenton Strange in the passing game?
Look, the guys you just named were either in the end zone or making big catches, 90-plus yards for Brenton Strange, 5 grabs. He immediately asserted himself and reinserted himself back in the lineup. And what Parker Washington has done has been fantastic. ETN scoring on that little wheel route. So you've got to involve those guys. Brian Thomas Jr., and I think it was Mark Duffner, maybe one of our coaches, maybe Coach Gerald Ingram. He's like, BTJ needs to be right up next to Edgar Bennett, right up next to Liam Cohen, pulling on his sleeve saying, get me in. Put me in, Coach. I'm ready, because Brian Thomas Jr., he needs to feel the pressure for them to reintroduce him to this offense, him.
Yeah, I think it's a great point, and I'd make him earn it. So I'll be very curious to see, and I think the quarterback's trust in Brian Thomas Jr. can't be overly high. And we know Trevor Lawrence, he's really raved about Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers. But this is a big game for Trevor Lawrence. Tennessee doesn't do a good job stopping the pass. And obviously they know the Jaguars are going to try to run the ball. So I wonder if Tennessee will even use that heavy lineup that Houston employed in the first matchup to try and slow down this ground game. So Trevor Lawrence, I mean, you got to be clean with the football and hopefully hit some explosive plays. What are your expectations for Trevor Lawrence today? And then we'll get your prediction for the game.
Yeah, I think, Hayes, just like everybody else, you worry, you wonder, you want all these different things from Trevor because when he makes that big-time throw, you're like, I want more of that. And when he makes the bad decision and he kind of gets lucky or whatever and he doesn't throw a pick, you worry about it. And then you see him make that unbelievably bad throw. I've been joking that Liam yelled at him, put it on the numbers. Well, he put it on the defensive backs numbers last week. And so it was unbelievable. And so I do think he's leading the league with a season-high 14 turnovers. So we know that he's got to clean it up. I feel like Cohen is coaching him hard, and he should be. And I think I see little pockets where Trevor makes a mistake and then makes up for it. And you know, Hayes, he didn't necessarily do that before. He made the mistake. He didn't make up for it. And now I think we're going to see maybe a little more in control, a little more closer to complete Trevor to where he can make those types of throws. Jacoby's helped him tremendously. And then, of course, Brenton Strange coming back. So, he should be able to throw on this football team, and they also should be able to get ETN and company loose a little bit with some outside throws, some little zone plays for those running backs to also give Trevor some confidence.
Absolutely. Great stuff, Joe. We certainly appreciate it. Have a wonderful time, and we'll look forward to hearing your insights on XL Primetime.
All right, my brother.
All right, that's Joe Cowart. We certainly appreciate him taking the time to join us. Dylan, we've got about a minute to go. start with you. Final thoughts and pick. What kind of game do you think we see today, and who do you like?
Low, ugly scoring game. I think the Jags win. I don't think it's a big blowout like some people think. I like the Jags 23-17.
23-17. We're close. We've been close a lot this year.
That's weird.
I like the Jaguars today as well. I'm going to go Jaguars 24-13. I think the Jaguars force 3 turnovers, and I think they harass Cam Ward. I think a big day for the defense, and I think the offense is shaky, but does enough to come home at 8-4. That's going to do it for us. Really enjoyed this Terminix kickoff show. Appreciate Frangi, Rick Belaloo, and Joe Cowart joining us from Nashville. It was fun catching up with Devin Lloyd and Brenton Strange this week in the locker room. That's going to do it for us, but the Publix Tailgate Show is up next with Brian Sexton, JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and Austin Lane. You're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
ET here, and when the lunch hour hits, fuel up like you mean it with Lunch at the Lodge at your local Twin Peaks.